Hello, Misfits, and welcome. Today we have another Reddit video for you. All of these stories are curated by our very own Emily Bigler, so I will pass it off to her.
Today's theme is bad DMs. Now,
and all these stories are about me, right?
Yes, specifically you, Amanda.
We didn't want to tell you.
Yeah,
this is a message.
Amanda, we didn't want to tell you outright.
It's an intervention.
We didn't want to tell you outright. We just,
I knew.
Just had to,
I've been waiting for this day.
Sorry.
Yeah. It took you 5 years to build up to this moment, but...
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Every single session, just a little bit more straw on that camel's back.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're tired of it.
That's so funny, because it's like... Okay, so this first story, it was posted as not mine, saw in a Facebook group, heartless DM is right. So this person posted, heartless DM here. So I did a thing last night in our final session. Our level 13 wizard, along with a level 13 fighter and barbarian, took on a lich at the top of its tower. Wizard comes out hot and does 60 plus damage to the lich in the very first round. IDKY, but this rubbed me wrong, that he was so powerful. So I asked how many hit points the wizard had. Only 76. So of course, the next turn the lich used power word kill, instantly killing our OP wizard. The look on his face was priceless. Though I do feel kind of bad about it. He was way cocky coming into the encounter. Needless to say, my chalice overflows with my players' tears this morning. Was I too harsh?
Is this a troll?
I have conflicted feelings about this. Because, I think if I were playing a lich, if I had somebody that I clocked is probably physically weak, deal a lot of damage to me, I probably would power word kill them. I mean, that's well within a lich's abilities. I think it's just the fact that it's done out of spite from the DM is what makes it icky.
There's so much we don't know. Do they have means of resurrecting somebody at this point? I imagine they would if they're fighting a lich, right?
When y'all audience,
yes,
our table had a very notorious encounter with a lich. It did not go well for me. But prior to the encounter, I was very clear to double check with y'all that you had the ability to revive or resurrect each other, just because I feel like that's fair. It's not fair to throw power word kill at somebody if it means permadeath,
Well,
for that
I'll
character.
specify the party is a level 13 wizard, fighter, and barbarian.
Oh, there's no cleric.
Yeah.
What do they do? If
hold a funeral.
I'm trying to think of all the subclasses, and I don't know if there is one that isn't.
No. The wizard's not high enough for true or raise dead, I don't think. But
the wizard
and also
he got killed.
Right.
So
they would have to they would have to take the wizard to a cleric and hope that they can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, that is a small party. Not a very balanced one.
The thing is,
might I say.
The thing that I have learned is if your players come into the encounter prepared and are smart and do very well, you have to go with it. I mean,
literally,
y'all cheesed that lich fight. And, maybe it would have gone differently if I were more prepared going into it, but it still happened. And it, that's it. That's it. I mean, I'm not gonna.
Well, but you got us back the very next session.
Yeah, but not with the lich.
So it's funny that the very first thing you said, Amanda, was, I can see a lich doing this. It's the spite that does it for me. The top comment is, I agree. I think that it's very feasible that a lich would do that, but doing it out of spite is pretty shitty. Yeah. Even if it makes sense, his intention makes him a dick.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, 100%. That, his question or their question was I too harsh? Yeah, you were. Yeah, it's like
There's something weird about like getting off on like the tiers of your players, you know? Like
Yeah, well, and I feel at our table, we're very much we're working together. Yeah, we're fighting you sometimes, but also it's not like it's us versus you. We're very much
want you to win.
Right, and we want to make a fun story. Like, that's the whole purpose of what we're doing.
There's a pretty notorious episode in our current campaign where something happens. If you watch that episode, my head is in my hands the entire time. Yeah. I am distraught. it's awful.
But like, and you want us to like do things as well. You're like, oh, I hope they like.
Yeah.
It's collaborative in a very interesting way. But DMs that just want to like one up or just own their players. It's like are DMing for the wrong reasons. Like
it's like I don't think this is really the game for you if you just want to crush your friends.
If you have a session 0 and everyone is fine with that,
that's true.
That's different, right?
That's very true.
Right. We don't know if they have session 0.
It's like
maybe they did have that session 0. And
like
we don't know.
Say that they were distraught.
There's a D&D campaign. It's more of a dungeon crawl, but called Tomb of Annihilation. I think that's what it's called, and it's like infamously a party killer dungeon. And it's like, if you have a session 0 where you're like, hey, you will die, like, this is not designed for pulling punches, then that's fine. But if you're just like, we're going to play this fun little game, and then, like, session 2, everybody's crying and all their characters are dead, like, that's not good.
That is something to consider as well. Like, I remember in the episode you mentioned, Amanda, where your head is in your hands, I, for a second, was like, I'm gonna die, and I am so attached to my character. And we were level, what? Were we still level 7? Level 6?
I think y'all were 6. I think you leveled up to 7 after that.
Right. And if these people are level 13, I don't know what level they started, but like that's also something to consider, like how attached they've become. And
takes. I mean, not a lot of people get up to 13.
Right.
No.
A lot of people stop at 10 if they even get that far.
Yeah. This is a smaller party, so it makes sense that they probably needed to be higher level to be able to do some things. But, yeah. Okay, next one. DM pits level 4 characters up against a CR 30 creature, introduces a DMPC stronger than Tiamat, and tells the characters to kill themselves. Already not starting off great. Our level 4 party is composed of 3 martial characters, a wizard, and an artificer robot. After saving an important NPC from a curse, the entity that cursed them returned and demanded we either return the NPC or die. The wizard tries to get a surprise round and casts a control spell, which the creature shrugs off with a legendary resistance. Instead of rolling initiative, the DM rolls to attack in response, rolling a crit. We're optimistic as we're all max health, but then the DM keeps rolling dice, more and more dice. Eventually, he announces that the creature in one singular attack did over 70 damage. This is at level 4 wizard with 25 health, obviously dead. The player takes it in stride and starts rolling for a new character, only for the DM to tell them to hold off, as there's a chance to recover the character. An NPC we've been looking for is a known healer and might be able to save them, and we're in the right town. Next session, the party carries the wizard, who's apparently alive but has all mental stats, dropped to 1, effectively brain dead. The player's trying to have fun with it, making gurgling noises, when it will elicit a laugh from the group. Eventually, they find a healer, who we were about to find out was this DM's DMPC. If not more than a DMPC. The healer recovers the wizard, and after a few minutes of talking, the BBEG appears and drops another creature in the area before shutting off the divinity this healer is linked to. We assume this is a mission of keep away, and the marshals all gang up on the beast that the DM called George, and the wizard and artificer try to defend the healer. Couple weird things start here. First, In spite of the healer apparently being depowered, throughout the combat we tracked them cast 5 6th level spells and 3 9th level spells, including using mass heal on themselves only, which apparently still didn't fill up their health. Meaning they've got upwards of 700 health. 2. Every turn when you use movement in George's presence, you have to make a con saving throw or take damage and have your hit point total reduced by that much. Wizard goes first and takes 3 points of damage. Okay, fair amount, but survivable. But then the next person takes more and more. By round 3, that level 4 wizard has taken 14 fire damage at the start of their turn, in addition to all the other turns of damage. So in 4 turns, if they took no other damage, our wizard was going to die again and couldn't heal. We're doing good. 3. The healer used Planar Ally and got a few angels in, which only lasted a round or 2, as George did over 130 damage in 1 turn to one of these poor things, then 70 the next turn. 4. While we were raising concerns about how deadly the situation was, our DM let slip 2 things. One in character via the healer, and one as himself. The healer let us know that if this thing kills us, our soul is destroyed, and suggests killing ourselves to escape. 5. The other thing the DM let slip is that this thing was a CR30. This isn't even the BBEG. This is just a thing he made. Let's stop right there for a second.
My eyes just glazed over hearing all those numbers.
I'm gonna take a wild guess. This is an inexperienced DM that would rather write a novel.
Yes.
Possibly.
And that DMPC is what we call a Mary Sue.
Or a god.
or what's the masculine Matthew Sylvester, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
Clearly
get...
the DM wants to play, not DM, right?
Look, I get it. I want to play too, but like when I'm DMing, I don't want to be in I don't want to be in the fights. Like I've got enough to worry about.
Yeah.
And that's why it shifted to us playing our own characters when people are out, right?
Yeah.
Because it's too much on you already.
Yeah.
I did think that big ass, whatever it was, George, I feel like that would be just so tough to run on its own with all the things he can do. Like, mass heal several
times. Makes me wonder
times.
if anything's even really being, kept track of, you know?
Yeah,
It's like, do you know how spells and spell slots work? Actually?
Well, and
Who knows?
he was just playing with himself, I feel like. That's all that was.
Yeah.
God, as a player, I'd be having the worst time.
Yeah, I would be like, do you want me to leave so that you can have more time with yourself to play this game? Because I can do that. I don't need to be here.
Okay, so to finish it out, our marshals work together amazingly and actually managed to start dealing some incredible damage out. We get more critical hits in this single night than we ever have before. But eventually the fighter is out of superiority dice, the barbarian is dead, and the multi-class marshal is unable to do anything else. The wizard is out of spells, the artificer is trying desperately to keep this thing away from the healer. The healer decides that the best option is to cast Power Ward Kill, dual cast on the wizard and fighter, and then the next turn sunburst the whole area, killing the rest of the party. A 3-hour fight culminating in the DM telling us to kill ourselves, and then when it doesn't happen, the weakened healer drops multiple 9th level spells to kill us instead. In the end, we attempted to save this NPC from a villain, only for the NPC to kill us, save themselves in spite of refusing to do anything except protect themselves this entire fight. The party has now been TBK'd, and the wizard got killed twice back-to-back in 2 sessions by homebrew monsters the DM made. At one point, the wizard gave the DM a hard look and said, "You realize no matter how this played out, I was dying? Even if as soon as this monster appeared, I'd taken the dash action and just left, I'd have died. I moved 3 times in that combat. That's all the damage I took, and I wouldn't have survived another move. I was never surviving this, even if I'd fled like a coward." DM doesn't even say anything to that, just reminded, well, there's always the option to kill ourselves so you can get brought back. In the end, we all just somberly got up and left. A few people have already said they wouldn't be returning. That's all. Hope you enjoyed it, because we didn't.
Possibly
goodness.
the DM. I mean, there's lots wrong with this DM, but I think something else that they are failing at. It's a lesson that I had to learn eventually. If there is something that story-wise you really want to happen, don't leave it up to chance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just make it happen. If you really want all the PCs to die, don't actually leave it up to an encounter, because they will find a way out of it. Just kill them. Unless you're prepared to deal with it not going your way.
Yeah.
But
well,
also,
and that's also something that you need to have
suck.
talked with your party about. If that's a possible way your campaign is going, that's not something you can spring on people.
Right.
By the end of our last campaign, and I think it's pretty clear in this campaign too, some of us, our characters could die. It's extremely serious where we're at in our current campaign. And by the end of that last campaign, it was... Anyways, so...
Yeah, there was an encounter that was intense.
Tears were shed. Also, tears were shed this campaign already. But
tears.
So many tears. That's why my head was in my hands, because I looked up and half the table was crying, and I'm like, ooh.
We're also attached to these characters.
Yeah.
And we know that they could...
But, I mean,
they could be lost.
We discussed the tone and the theme up front.
Exactly.
We sort of have a Lovecraftian thing going on, so it's not gonna be sunshine and rainbows, this DM did not warn their party of that. They did not... I mean, they just handled everything just really poorly. And if they wanted to kill everybody, what's the point of going and finding this healer to save the wizard? Oh, wait, it's their character, and they are in love with themselves.
I mean, if this was a really cool way to go into some sort of death realm or something, that could be cool. But again, you need to talk about it. You have to throw that out.
Or just
the whole
insta kill them all, and then you wake up in this other realm, and it's here you are. Now you have to deal with this.
Yeah,
right. That would have accomplished two things. That would have not made it as drawn out. Would have been a lot more efficient of a way, but also that entire experience would have been as demeaning to the players.
Yeah,
because they're sitting there fighting this fight that they cannot win, and they're just what's the point?
It was futile. Yeah.
If you're gonna have an unwinnable fight, you gotta have a conversation beforehand. I feel
so. In response to a few people have already said they won't be returning, someone commented, "Good, the rest should follow suit, or you could band together and tell the DM that they won't be allowed to return." And then the OP commented and replied, "It's rough because this group has been together for over 4 years, and this was a longtime player's attempt at DMing. And so far, he'd been doing a great job, and then all this happened. Lots of interesting NPCs, world lore, mysteries to solve, then this."
Ugh.
That's so cringe. And I kind of wonder, listen, I understand, if you've never DM'd, how hard that could be, but a mistake like that, how do you make that mistake after all the gates you've cleared? I don't know.
If it's been going well up until then why would you just suddenly throw this crazy ass situation at them? That's kind of left field.
But also, I can't imagine any of us doing that to each other after 4 years of play.
No. I don't know why. Listen, I promise y'all, I'm not trying to do that for Halloween.
But it's different.
I want you guys to win.
Look, a one shot is different, though.
Yeah, because it's just
not. I don't know. Although I even feel in our current campaign, if I just suddenly killed all of you, I feel I don't know. I feel I'd handle it differently, and it wouldn't be the end of the story. You know?
Right.
No, we wake up and we see Cthulhu's gangly face. And
Our souls are tied to the coins, so we can't actually die.
We got a lot of
That-
weird stuff in our campaign, so, you know.
That's a guess that I kind of have. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know.
for what?
Maybe it'll come up.
Maybe.
I'll just have to kill you all first.
Good luck.
Hey, we got like 3 healers. We're okay.
I'm aware that it is a problem. Okay? That's the only reason. That one episode that we've talked about kind of a couple of times now.
Didn't go worse?
It didn't go worse.
Yes.
You
Yes.
all owe Joe your lives.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
I
Revan? Yeah, you.
I
you
tried to
were-
save everyone else's life and put mine own in quite a bit of danger.
Okay. Moving on.
Okay,
Cringe. Utter cringe.
we'll enjoy this one. It's titled, Pretty Sure Our DM Just Ruined Curse of Strahd.
Yes. I'm excited.
Oh no. Oh no.
I knew you'd like this one.
I love Curse of Strahd stories.
Oh no.
Party composition. We've got a level 9 Blood Hunter, level 2 Paladin, multi-class. A level
Wait,
11
what level was the
Warfare.
Blood Hunter?
A Blood Hunter was level 9, Paladin 2.
Multi-class.
Oh, multi-class. Okay.
Yeah, so level 11 total.
11
right?
total.
Damn. A level 11 War Cleric, a level 11 Assassin Rogue, and a level 11 Gloomstalker Ranger.
Fuck, they're taking Strahd up to the high levels.
Yeah.
Well, we did.
Y'all, we ended at 10. We went to
Yeah.
11 for the Christmas one shot.
And you had to
Oh,
boost Strahd for us.
I boosted Strahd a
Yeah.
lot, but we also had a large party. But
Yeah.
it's designed for like a party of 4.
Which is this? This is a party of 4. Yeah. So our party kicked ass in the Amber Temple, retrieved the Sun Sword and the Amulet of Ravenkind, killed Baba Lysaga and the Abbot. Feeling confident, we decided to ambush Strahd on the day he attempts to capture Irina from the Abbot by having a wedding for them. The cleric with the amulet is officiating. The blood hunter with the Sun Sword is in the congregation. A rogue hiding in wait with the Gloomstalker Ranger, bows at the ready, with holy water dipped ammo in the bushes. Strahd rolls into town with his entourage of goons. So far, so good. The DM forgot we killed Baba 2 sessions ago and had her and her coven in the congregation. We thought our plan was doomed to fail, but we decided it was now or never since we had the upper hand on Strahd, thinking his crones and apparently not dead Baba would back down if we killed their leader. Yeah, I'm like,
How do you
if the DM
forget that?
Yeah, if the PC's killed a character, that character doesn't need to be there.
And it's fucking Baba Lysaga.
Like, not it.
That's a
Significant
huge.
part.
That's one of the most memorable encounters in the
Yeah.
entire campaign.
Correct.
Yes.
She is a Mordecai.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
don't understand. Oh man, but honestly, props to these players though for like
Right?
how they
Isn't
were
that
gonna
a
set
cool
everything up.
plan?
It's a cool plan.
So cool.
Obviously, this is very different. Everybody's got a different take on Curse of Strahd and a different take on Strahd themselves. But I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would punch that DM in the mouth for forgetting that such an important character was killed.
Well,
It's like
is
you
it
forgot
forgetting
that
or
we
was
killed.
forgetting.
Was it that?
I guess that's the
What?
question. Was it really forgetting or was it like, oh, I forgot?
I mean, both are shitty.
Both are
Okay.
shitty.
We initiated our plan, which was to make an objection to the wedding to distract Strahd so the cleric could use the amulet. With the sunbeam out, the rogue and the ranger would fire their holy wet arrows and the blood hunter would go in for the killing blows. Plan goes off without a hitch because we had the surprise round and we dealt an ungodly amount of radiant damage to Strahd. 20 radiant from the amulet to start, from the cleric, 75 damage from the rogue's sneak attack with a holy water arrow, fired from a corpse-slaying bow, 60 damage from the rangers, 2 holy water bolts from a corpse-slaying heavy crossbow, and 50 damage from the blood hunters
That
from
alone,
the Sun
he's
Sword and a corpse-laying whip.
basically dead with that alone.
Yep.
Like,
Correct.
if you're
For
using
whopping-
base Strahd.
Yeah. For whopping 200 damage on a surprise round. He should have poofed, missed it away, leaving us to fight the congregation of
Yeah.
vampires and witches. So you're right. That's like the base stat.
He gets
right?
50. There's a thing in his castle that gives him a 50-point buff.
Mm-hmm.
But once that's gone, it's all
Right.
him. And Radiant, I mean, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. So instead, he decided Strahd needed more hit points. Fine. Defeating the big bad in one round might have been anticlimactic
Sure.
for him. So he pumped up his HP. So while the cleric held the vampires in place with the amulet, we kept hitting Strahd. The rogue and gloomstalker safely turning him into a holy pincushion from a distance, while the blood hunter fended off the vampires, his brides, and the witches with the help of Rictavio, Esmeralda, and some werewolves. Cool.
Dang.
It's pretty epic. Right?
Wow.
Despite Baba being there, even though she was killed 2 sessions ago. Initially, we disregarded the reaction as, oh, just a Baba trick, haha, until Baba finger of deathed the cleric to cut off the sunbeam. Down goes the cleric, but we still managed to pump even more damage into Strahd before he finally fled, leaving us clericless and resourceless to re-kill Baba. Again. After what felt like an eternity and tallying how much damage we pumped into Strahd, we realized we dumped enough damage into him to kill him twice over and a Tarask. Nearly 800 points of damage into Strahd. This wasn't even supposed to be our final encounter with him. Instead of letting us have our win, having successfully ambushed him, he kills our cleric with Baba, who rightfully should have been dead. It really left an awful taste in my mouth. What do y'all think? I'm out to lunch here for not... Sorry, am I out to lunch here for not liking that encounter?
I think this is another case of the DM having a very specific idea in mind and not being willing to go along with, you know, what the party is prepared.
I'm sorry, if my party had done that, that's a loss on me. They prepared that. They came at it hard. They had a plan, and they outsmarted me. You know?
I would want a real reason to be given to me for Baba being there. Like, maybe she's been
like what?
resurrected, or maybe the one we killed wasn't really her. You know, I'd need that. Beefing up Strahd makes sense, especially with such an OP party like that, and obviously they have a lot of allies with them too, but that is an absurd amount of health, I think.
How much did you give Strahd? We were level 10 and we had 7 players.
Let me look it up.
6. We had 6. We had 6.
That's
Joe
the
wasn't
same.
with us yet.
Yeah.
Let's find out. My homebrew collection.
Was it 6? See, me, you, Casey, and then
Oh no, Caroline wasn't there either.
Benji.
Caroline wasn't there.
MJ. We had 5 people.
Yeah, there's a party of 5. Well, and I told you that I was leveling him up. Like, I was like, hey, I'm beefing him up because, like, we're, you know, y'all are
I
stronger.
think we assume that you beef up any regular stat block at this point, too.
Yeah.
Okay, where you at, buddy?
I think the worst offense of that is like finger of death on the cleric.
Right?
Like,
on a character that
come on.
rightfully is dead and hasn't been explained as to how she's not.
Like, yeah, that's a bit much. Like, okay, Baba shouldn't be there, but if she's gonna be there, like, she can't be the star of the fucking show. Okay, that's Strahd.
Yeah.
She needs to like be like a little bit of damage, a little bit. I'm so mad on behalf of these players.
I think
It's just so
I
unfair.
gave him between 300 and 330 HP.
Okay.
I can't remember. I've got 2 stat blocks here, and I can't remember which one I used. But one was 300 and one's like 326. And one AC is 20. The other AC is 19. They're pretty comparable.
Yeah, and I mean, our fight with Strahd took a whole session. Our final fight.
It took like 2 hours. It was a long one. It
was an intense fight.
But also, like, some of that had to do with, like, where it took place. Because it was in the crypts, and so he would open up crypts that had monsters in them and use that to distract you so that he could go regenerate health and stuff.
Someone commented, I don't know your group and I don't know your DM, so I won't jump to conclusions or recommend any action. Only talk with your DM and say that this bothered you and the group possibly immensely. But I am a DM myself, currently DMing Curse of Strahd, so I can give my thoughts on why this might have happened without judging. I'm pretty sure your DM wanted the final fight to be in Castle Ravenloft because it's epic.
Yeah.
The DM might like Strahd as a villain too much, so he protected him like Strahd was his own player character, just with DM might.
But, like, if you really want the final fight to be in Castle Ravenloft, don't have him go to Kresk. Like, he's smart. He's known to spy and scry on the party. Don't have him go to Kresk. Yeah. Like, or just have him wait for them. Have him like...
illusion, or someone disguised as him. Or...
Yeah. Send Rahadin in disguise as Strahd.
And then that might give the characters, like, if they kill Rahadin, then that's complacency. They think they've taken care of Strahd for the time being, but really, you know?
That could be a nice reveal, you know? Like, so much more could have been done.
Rahadin is a pretty sick-ass cloak, so get a cool item.
Wow. Yeah. Like, there were so many other ways to handle this.
Yeah.
But I cannot believe the 800 hit points.
I can't believe Baba Lysaga.
Okay, so
did
I
they
want to
not
make sure I understand this correctly.
Did they not be like, we killed her? What is she doing here?
Yeah, I want to know what that looked like.
They did. He said they just kind of assumed there was some reason for it, and then it never got explained.
Nah, you never assume. You never assume.
Right.
I want to... Okay, so the whole, like, plan, was that like a, like, end of the session, outside of a session, like, sort of, like, plan that they were going to enact the next session? Right, that's what I figured, because I don't know how long we've spent talking about this, but not that long. So in that amount of time, we've already come up with solutions that would have been better for everyone. It just seems like this person didn't even think the encounter at all.
I mean, this DM might just be really bad at, like, thinking on the spot. That's all. That is something to bring up. The characters might have totally blindsided the DM with this.
Maybe.
Which is entirely possible.
But that doesn't explain how Baba Lysaga was in the
She shouldn't have been there. She shouldn't have been there.
Still.
Sub her
we try
out
to explain it, and yet there's something else.
Sub her out for... There's, like, a group of witches that live in the castle. Sub out Baba Lysaga for the witch coven in the castle. Like...
Right.
Y'all didn't even meet them.
No, that'd be cool.
There was so much...
They live in a tower.
Huge,
it's cool.
And we barely explored any of that castle.
No.
Yeah, there's so much.
Because y'all were like, we know where he is. Let's take him out. And you know what?
Yeah.
You did. And it's fine.
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah. But yeah, I figured y'all would enjoy that little Curse of Strahd aside.
We do.
That kind of makes me think of, I really need to go see if there was an update, but, like, there was a Facebook post in one of those groups, and I told y'all about it, I'm pretty sure, where somebody's DMing Curse of Strahd, and they just skipped everything. Like,
they just went to Kresk or something.
They went straight to Kresk somehow.
Yeah.
Like, and the DM hadn't even read the whole book before trying to run the game, which is like...
I remember you telling us about this.
That's not... They're not like normal books. They're not in order. You have to read the whole thing. Like... Oh, man. That was a fun one. I need to see if there's an update on that, because...
Yeah.
Please update us.
Right. Goodness. Well, these were fun. Definitely some bad DMs. Just Look, it's not the easiest job, okay? You gotta be prepared for a lot of things, and you gotta roll with the punches. But, like, if you're not gonna be able to do that, don't try it.
Right.
Or, like...
and then if you need time, like you did that one time, we just teleported straight to hell. You said, we need to take a break.
Yeah.
I have to prep and stuff.
It's okay.
It's always okay.
Transparency.
Yes.
Does wonders.
Communication.
Absolutely.
Let's bring it back.
Yeah.
Communication.
Well, and maybe if you have, like, a crazy wild idea, maybe you should kind of test those waters in something where the stakes are a little lower, like a one-shot or something. I don't know.
Yes.
Maybe. Or just talk through it beforehand, you know? I don't know. Could have been handled better.
I mean, I do get the idea, the whole, like, overzealousness with being a new DM. I totally understand this. Just gotta be careful, dude.
You
Just
do.
think of everything.
Because,
Rethink
like,
everything.
it's not your story. Like,
No.
you deliver the prompt, but, like, it's the whole table's story, you know? You don't have full ownership and control over it. Like, that's something that everybody's putting a bit into together. And that can be hard to realize, you know? But it's important to realize.
And I would like to take this moment to say thank you, Amanda, for being the best DM ever. We love you and everything you do for us.
Aw.
Legit, our group would not be what it is without you.
Oh, very sweet.
Literally. Such an inspiration. And yeah, no, really. And just, like, I don't know, like, no notes, none. It's just,
we'll see.
like,
I got some crazy shit in the works, so
I know you do. When you said, I want to make sure everyone's there in case something happens, I'm like, oh my god.
I feel like at this point, though, y'all are kind of like, y'all are cool with the stuff I throw at you.
Yeah.
Cool with it, yeah.
Trust you pretty explicitly at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, because, well, and I think you've also, like, I don't want to say proven yourself because that sounds reductive, but, like, I don't know, like, we've seen what the fuck you can do, so it's like, sure, you know.
We've seen how creepy you can be. You do the creepy cultist thing so well, there's nothing worse than that.
Father McKinsey's the worst. He's so bad. He's so bad.
I don't know if there will be a more like.
He's not
like,
even the BB.
Villain.
He's not even the BBEG.
No.
He might as well be.
How did he end up worse than, like, actual Cthulhu?
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Oops. Well, thank you for the compliments. It's very sweet. And thank you for the stories. If you guys enjoyed hearing these stories and listening to us talk about them, please feel free to like and subscribe. But more importantly, leave a comment down below. Tell us about your own horror stories. Tell me about stories you've heard. Tell me about, you know, ways in which you would have handled some of these issues, or how you handle being a DM and try to not be these people that we heard about today. I'd love to hear all about that. I always love hearing you guys share your thoughts and opinions and your stories and stuff like that. But with all of that out of the way, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I will see you again next time. Bye. I'm trying to remember what level y'all were when you fought the Lich.
God, I don't remember.
Y'all were up there. You were probably 13.
I mean, because we ended at 14,
pretty late
15.
in the campaign.
You ended at 15.
So that was pretty
You
close.
might have been 14. I don't know.
We were probably
13 or
12 or 13. Yeah.
It's I don't know, as high as we were able to be to have Bigby's hand wall of force. Silence. Well, silence is the second level spell.
Silence is broken.
And
Silence
it was
is.
all of it at the same time.
It was terrible. It was awful. It was a horrible thing.
Again,
Oh, it was when we plane shifted.
Yeah.
yeah. That
Now-
was happened. Oh my gosh! And you had such
Now,
mercy on
like-
us for that.
Y'all dealt a lot of damage to yourself because teleport,
To a place that we hadn't ever been.
and I ended up
So
just
true.
like, yeah, you get there because it was so bad.
I
Like
think we rolled it 3 times and failed all 3
it
times.
was so because you weren't familiar
Forgot
with
about
the
that.
place, so like
No.
the percentage was really against you.
Mm-hmm.
I'd seen it in one scry.
Oh my god, Lord,
It was just because we knew Ko, and we were like,
It was
oh,
awful.
oh,
Astounding.
It-
Yeah,
it was the
truly.
thing that
Yeah.
We plane shifted to hell, and you were like, I cannot.
yeah.
we have
so
to go to
plane shift,
break
that's
right
like
now.
what? Yeah, yes,
Oh god, I hate plane shift. Plane shift is worse than teleport.
Okay.
I mean, I'll
let's
get it at a certain level, but
get back on track. We
Sorry,
have a big
sorry.
meeting.
Now I'm spiraling. Having PTSD.